Next on the show, the Don. The Don is here. Sam's in the house. He looks very, very happy. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. What you saying, brother?
Listen, my voice is gone, as you can hear. I almost broke my table. I was full on mad when that goal happened. Like, that was unbelievable. We were creating so many chances and just missing them. The Jota chance, the Mane chance. Salah didn't have the best game, but then listen, in the 90th minute, a pass from Virgil, the control from Mo Salah, then the audacity of Divock Origi to turn in the penalty box and take to this left foot. Divock Origi is like, I have never seen a player so clutch in my entire life. Like, it's just mad how clutch he is. For a player who isn't as good, like, forget the good players, I'm just talking about like normal players. He's probably the clutchest normal player of all time. I don't know if you ever watched basketball. There's a basketball player, his name is Robert Horry, and he just used to score like in the last seconds and be clutch, even though he was just a normal player. And it's the same thing with Divock. Like, this man just
what's really funny about it, right? A lot of Liverpool fans I know love him as a cult hero. And then equally, a lot of people can't understand why so many Man United fans loved Ollie, because Ollie was a prolific goal scorer and clutched like this from the bench. And again, I totally get the feeling. Listen. I grew up with a player that doing exactly the same thing. It was a really important win, in my opinion, in terms of the title race, because it's going to be split by a marginal amount today.
Yeah.
And City look like they're going to go on to win this game. They're dominating. They're 1-0 up already. You know, it was a very important win. A lot of people are talking about Chelsea are starting to crumble under the pressure now of you and City. Do you think that's
I have something for Chelsea later on. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
For Daniel specifically, I'm going to cook something up.
Sorry, I thought City were about to score again there. Jack Grealish just missed an open goal. That's why I stopped talking. In terms of like performances for yourself today, like who stood out today in the team in that tough game? Who really got you through that match?
I thought Trent was our best player today. I think he won man of the match as well. He created so many chances, but they just missed him. I don't know if you saw the Jota header in the first half. Trent literally just put it right on his head. Like, he was just like, go on, Jota, score. And they missed it. Trent and I think the two standout performers for me today were Trent and Thiago. I think both of them that played really well, obviously. The front three, I'm not going to scapegoat anyone. The front three, all three of them didn't have a good game, Salah included. But at the end of the day, I think Thiago was dictating tempo today. He got us to play faster when we needed to. Trent was very creative. Robertson, I thought, played well as well. So the two right back and left back and Thiago, I would say, were the best ones. And at the end, though, like, listen, the big boy players came through. Yeah. Like the Van Dijk pass, the Salah control, the pass to Origi and the Origi finish. So listen, the title race thing, I completely agree with you, and I said this before. I feel like this could genuinely be a title race where all three teams have a chance of winning it in game week 38. Like, we could literally have a scenario where on the last day of the season, all three of them could still win it somehow. So this is going to be a very tight title race. And listen, I've seen reactionary Chelsea fans and everyone's like, Chelsea are out of it. Chelsea are not out of it. Chelsea are not out of it. City are not out of it. Liverpool are not out of it. City could lose today's game 4-1. And I'm watching it as well, so I can tell. I know City are dominating. But City could lose today's game 4-1 somehow, and they still are in the title race. No one's going to be out of this title race in December. Liverpool are going to lose more games. City are going to lose games. Chelsea are going to lose games. The quality of the Premier League is way too high for it to just be a one horse or two horse. It's going to be all three of them. You can see right now it's sort of like a mini league forming as well, with all three teams at the top. And when it comes to Chelsea, I just want to say this on Chelsea because I have to say it, obviously, because obviously, as you know, with Chelsea fans, they'll find a way to blame Trent for every Liverpool goal conceded. So I just want to say, all three goals today were Reece James's fault. All three goals today were Reece James's fault. The first goal, he whispered in Lanzini's ear. If he didn't whisper, Lanzini would have probably missed it. The second goal, poor positioning. He should have been helping out. And the third goal, he should have stopped Masuaku from taking the shot. So I think Reece James, this is the thing, Terry. Like, with Reece James today, he couldn't attack and couldn't defend. He had free kicks he took that ended up on the corner flag. Like, that's the level. Even the West Ham game, if you remember the Liverpool West Ham game, we had a free kick in the 92nd minute, and Trent put it on Mane's head, and Mane missed it. Like this is the difference at the end of the day. The thing is, here's the thing: Reece James could make 2 correct passes in a row. Trent would trend on the timeline. That's just what Chelsea fans have an unhealthy obsession with my football club. Your rivals are Arsenal. Your rivals are Tottenham. Leave me alone. Why are you trying to force something with me? I don't care about you. I care about United. That's the main enemy. After that, my title rivals are City. So I don't know why they're so obsessed. There's unhealthy obsession with Chelsea fans. And everything they say, at the end of the day, they spend so much money. And literally, Terry, I'm not even hating. I promise you, I'm not even hating. They're literally Burnley on a transfer budget. This is the level of football they're playing. Their most dangerous opportunities, Terry, came from set pieces. Their most dangerous opportunities are all from set pieces. Like, it's just mad watching Chelsea Football Club. I watched that Chelsea-Burnley game, the 1-1 a week ago. I promise you not, after the game, I literally just laid down on my bed and slept for 5 hours straight. That's the level of football Chelsea played. And Jorginho should have won the Ballon d'Or, but he made a mistake again for the second game running that led to a goal. Havertz is basically a taller version of Werner. It's just sad, like watching Chelsea. They just overrate the shit out of their players, and they like to compare them every single time. Thiago Silva, I knew for a fact when Thiago Silva scored, immediately Van Dijk trending on the timeline. It's just unhealthy obsession. Chelsea fans, just relax. Relax a little bit. You don't need to overdo it every single time. Reece James is nowhere near Trent. Nowhere near Trent. We cannot in 2021 still run the agenda that Trent cannot defend. And the premise, Terry, which I've heard your premise, defend first. If we're being real, in 2021, defend first premise is a false premise, because right backs and left backs are no longer defenders first. That's the honest truth. Can we look at Cancelo in the eye and go like, you're a defender first? He's almost like an inverted midfielder. So is Trent. So is Reece James. Tuchel himself said, my right wing backs and left wing backs are midfielders. Right backs and left backs are no longer being looked at as defenders. That's somehow just become the side part of being a right back. Like,
and I know you're bantering a little bit here, but if that's the case, that they're not looked at as defenders, the only thing I would say to that is we can't then go, look at their astronomical numbers as defenders. So, you know, like a lot of people have said, so a lot of people, that's where that's my bugbear, is if we're not going to call Trent a defender because he's essentially not or like the defensive element of his game isn't important. It's all about the attacking. We can't then go, oh my God, his numbers are amazing for a defender. It has to be, well, they're just amazing for a playmaker. They're just good.
That is the same thing I said about Giggs when we spoke about him. When I said 20 years ago, a winger isn't like a winger today. 20 years ago, a right back and left back aren't like right backs today. I'm not going to, for example, I'm not going to look at Dennis Irwin and Robertson and go like, oh, Robertson had more assists.
Yeah, no, mate, you're right. It's like goalkeepers. Yeah. Goalkeeper, you can't compare David Seaman, Petr Cech, and Van der Sar and Peter Schmeichel, to name a few, to today's goalkeepers, because these guys can now play football from the back. Those goalkeepers couldn't. They're not better. They're just an evolution of that role. But like I say, I'm all for saying, cool. I think people just look at it in terms of they use these stats as a defender as they're astronomical. But I get your point. We won't go over that again. Listen, I know you're really happy today. Really good win for yourself. I'm sure Chelsea fans will have something to say. Not many have come on the show today, to be fair. The Chelsea boys did earlier, to be honest. They all, barring Daniel. Daniel wasn't there.
Shock.
A bit of work. I don't know where he was. Listen.
If I ever get the chance to debate Daniel one-on-one on this platform, I promise you, it'll be a long day for him. It'll be a long-ass day. It's going to be bad.
We'll get it done one day. Brother, you take care of yourself, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers. Lovely. If people say, am I listening? I am listening. But I had to